It's time to rank them arms. Namco over here, Dustin over here. Before we get into the quarterback rankings, if you got any questions, post them in the forums. We will have a top 200 cheat sheet. It'll be up on the site. So go ahead and check that out. Download it. As always, it's free. And hit them with quarterbacks.
All right, quarterbacks, tier 1. We're only going to talk about a couple guys in each tier, but tier 1, got to talk about all three real quick. Aaron Rodgers, Brees, Peyton Manning. We have them in order of 1, 2, 3. Obviously, Rodgers and Brees have just been stellar and consistent. The reason Manning bumps up, obviously there's some issues I'm sure Dustin will be talking about in New England. But the other thing is Peyton Manning's got Welker, Decker, Thomas. We love the running back ball they got in. And Peyton had a great year. Got to be our number 3 quarterback.
Tier 2, still a ton of talent. That's why we're saying wait on quarterbacks this year. But the first is a little bit tricky at 4 and 5. Where do you put Cam Newton? Where do you put Tom Brady? In our mind, Cam Newton needs to be at number 4 just because of what he can do with his legs. And Brady slips a little bit for us at 5. We've seen him even slip even further than 5 because of all the question marks he has with who he's going to be throwing the ball to. But he's still Tom Brady. And I also want to talk about Russell Wilson. We put him a little bit ahead of RG3 and Kaepernick. And that's just because of the amount of weapons that Wilson has at his disposal and how he ended last year. We really like Wilson. We think he's well worth being in the number 6 spot for us.
And a great stat is the Newton-Tom Brady. Newton with the rushing. If you convert his rushing yards into passing yards, it equals how many there, math guy?
Well, depending on what your league setting is, but it's roughly 5,000 passing yards.
So it's like if you take away that, he's a 5,000-yard passer. So due to that, pretty good. And he had 8 rushing touchdowns, by the way. All right, tier 3, talking about 2 guys quickly. First one's Tony Romo. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, he's not good. He chokes. Da, da, da. Who cares? He is a good, fancy quarterback. Always has been, and he will be again productive again this year. Last year, he threw for 4,900 yards and 28 touchdowns. Almost 5,000 yards. That's ridiculous, especially how late you can get this guy in the draft. And then also want to talk about Andrew Luck. Obviously, he's got a big upside. He showed he's got a great arm last year. And the sneaky thing about Luck, he had 5 rushing touchdowns. He's a big boy. They're going to use him on the goal line. It's not like Bradshaw's going to be taking a lot of the goal lines away from him, quote unquote. It's not like he's going to get all of them, but he's going to get enough. And he also got other weapons there. He's got Darius Haywood-Bay, Reggie Wayne, of course. Bradshaw's there. We do like the upside of the kid.
We do. Tier 4, I want to talk about the first 2 guys in this tier. First one, Eli Manning. Out of all the guys in this tier, even Vic, I still think Eli probably has the highest ceiling, especially with Vic and his injury stuff. But Eli, down year last year, but we really think there's potential for a nice bounce back for him. And then at 14, Matt Schaub, he's got new weapons. He's got a rookie receiver who's really talented. Still got Andre Johnson after the nice comeback year that he had. Arian Foster to help him out there. And Matt Schaub did still throw for over 4,000 yards last year. We think he's a great QB2 or even a QB1 in really deep leagues.
All right, tier 5, going to highlight first Josh Freeman at number 18. Threw for over 4,000 yards last year, 27 touchdowns. He doesn't do a ton with his legs, but we do like Jackson and Williams out there as a 1-2 punch. Plus, he should be checking down quite a bit to Doug Martin, who can take it to the house to help those passing yards. And at number 20, we have Sam Bradford. And he's going to get a lot of hype as a sleeper QB2. We do like him because he has shown a little bit of progression. And this is the year. If he doesn't do it this year, they're going to get rid of him because they put a lot of young weapons around him. So, he's a guy with upside of QB2 late, but don't wait and think he's a QB1 for you.
Tier 6, there's still some interesting guys here that you're going to want to look at late in the draft. At 23, I want to talk about Ryan Tannehill. He showed some flashes last year, a couple of nice stats for him. He did throw in over 200 rushing yards. He has Mike Wallace out there to help him now. That offense does seem to be headed in the right direction, so I do think Tannehill's an interesting QB2 for you. And the other guy I want to talk about is E.J. Manuel for Buffalo. Rookie quarterback. Obviously, it's been the year of the rookie quarterback for the last 2 years, with all the guys that have been really breaking out and having fantasy impacts. The Buffalo offense is a little bit scary, but if they're going to do kind of like a read option type offense with C.J. Spiller and Manuel, that could be kind of interesting. So he is an interesting quarterback. He should be their guy from pretty much week 1, so keep an eye on him as far as a potentially high upside guy later.
And here's the thing. He's above everybody in Tier 7 because there ain't nobody interested in Tier 7. If you got these guys on your team, that means you're in a super, super deep league, even a 2-quarterback league. Gonna highlight a few guys. The first one's Brandon Whedon. He's got a big arm. Norv Turner's now the offensive coordinator there, so he's never been a good head coach. He's always been a great offensive coordinator, so that might help him out a little bit. Just something to keep in mind. And the last guy I'm going to be talking about is Geno Smith. We're assuming he's going to beat out Sanchez, but I just don't see the upside. There's no weapons around him. In college, a lot of his numbers are inflated because he was throwing, it seemed like half his balls behind the line of scrimmage, and Tavon Austin was just running with it. So don't get crazy and fall in love with Geno Smith.
So that's our quarterbacks, and just kind of going back and looking through, there's a lot of talent, even all the way down through tier 4. So there's really no reason to panic on a quarterback. If you don't get one of the big guys in the first few rounds, like, don't panic, wait. Plenty of talent to go around.
Definitely wait.
Forums, if you got any questions, don't forget about all our other tiers and
At
rankings.
Fantasy Advice on Twitter.